Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you're a returning viewer or you are new to my channel, new subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you checking out this video. Obviously from the title and from this crazy look, I am going to be doing a review on the Subculture palette and also tutorial. I did only focus on my eyes in this video, not necessarily my face, just so that we can focus on this bad boy right here. So if you want to go ahead and see what I think personally, go ahead and keep on watching. And before you leave, don't forget to like this video if you do so, and also subscribe to my channel. Before I keep blabbing, let's go ahead and get into this tutorial. Alright guys, so obviously I already have my eyebrows done, my eyes set. If you can tell, my eyes are set a little darker just because since this is all about the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, I did want to use every shade possible. So even with setting my eyeshadow, I wanted to use Dawn in the palette. So this pretty shade right here. Already just working with Dawn, yeah, there's a lot of powder. This one's not too bad, but watch. It's not too bad. For me personally. That's just me setting it though. I haven't used it. I've only swatched Electric just because it looked really fun to swatch. And Cube. Everything else I haven't touched. It got banged up a little bit, but other than that, I haven't touched the rest of the palette. And then obviously Dawn, I set my eyes with. So, gonna stop blabbing. For my transition shade, just going right into it, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my Wet n Wild Fluffy brush. So this one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and for my transition shade, I'm gonna use Roxy. I'm a little worried with me setting my eyeshadow with Dawn. It came out a lot darker than what I was expecting on my eyelid than what it is in the palette. It's a lot darker, but we're gonna try it out. So that is not okay. Either it's just my palette or holy cannoli, that's pigmented as heck. I've seen good and bad reviews on this palette, so that's why I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen with me? I don't know what I'm gonna think. Because of the fact that, hold up, I have the Modern Renaissance palette. I only owned about like 3 to 4 palettes. I owned this one, Modern Renaissance. Look at how much, just like, do you see? It's been a little over a year. Look, pan like in every, like this palette was loved, right? This one's really powdery too, so that's why I was like really surprised when people were complaining about the Subculture palette. However, the other downfall that people were mentioning is that it's hard to blend out, so that's what I'm like kind of nervous about today, to see like how well this palette blends out. But right now, Roxy, going into Roxy for my transition shade, I'm not getting any like kickback at all. That's good to know, and it's super pigmented. Holy cannoli. They weren't messing around with the pigmentation. That is for sure. Literally, like, look. People were barely tapping. I was not there, obviously, but people were barely tapping. I've seen so many reviews from friends and family, from famous makeup artists, and people were barely tapping, and a lot of kickback was coming out of the actual palette. So I was really surprised. Maybe I just got a really good palette. I like this as a transition shade. This is really pretty. And it's super pigmented, really pretty. So that's Roxy. Going in with the crease shade, I really want to play with that All-Star. It reminds me of my blog, because that's one of the colors. It's like a, not really maroon, but it's really pretty purple. Okay, so I'm tapping into it. Hardly anything. I don't know. Is it these brushes? I don't know. Highly doubt it, but like, look. There's hardly anything coming. What is going on? I love this palette. Okay, so far I'm raving about this palette. I don't know. Maybe if I press harder? Still hardly anything. But look at how much is on that brush. I don't want to get too much. Oh my gosh. Sorry. And there's hardly anything. I get more kickback in my Modern Renaissance palette than these. Okay, so I'm gonna go in to my crease with this color. Okay, so yeah, all of my product came out on my outer corner, obviously. I'm just trying to bring that in, blend it out. Going back in with my Wet n Wild brush just to blend that out. This came out a lot darker. This color on my eyelid, looks like Rowdy in the palette. That's so weird. I'm gonna keep blending. Blend this beezy out. I'm gonna use a clean, fluffy brush. This is my ABH Cosmetics 101 brush I'm gonna just use a clean one, see if that helps. You shouldn't have to work so hard. Oh my god, it's like super pigmented, but it's like that color, it's so much darker than what I was expecting, obviously. And I only went in once with the All-Star on this eyelid, and look, it's still super pigmented. Hold up, people. Blend this baby out using my windshield wiper motions. Sorry it's so the lighting is so off. It's like been really gloomy, but with the blending it is it's a little off. So I'm gonna cut my crease. So I'm gonna take my Maybelline Fit Me concealer and my flat concealer brush from my makeup brush kit. So I'm just gonna look up a little bit, see where it transfers, see where my crease. Just a little tip if you need that advice. So if you're doing a cut crease for the first time, that's always something you can try. It's helped me a lot. I necessarily don't have to do it anymore because my crease is so defined. My eyes are so big. I already know where to do it. But that's what helped me start my cut creases at first, was to look up and see where it would transfer in the crease. And it's like your guideline, basically. I'm a little hyped for my Starbucks today, not gonna lie. So sorry about that. Now that the crease is cut, I'm gonna go ahead and hold up. I'm actually gonna be using Cube. I'm gonna take a very compact brush from BH Cosmetic. Okay, that's barely picking up anything. This is that one, when I swatched it, it swatches with the pink reflect, which is really cool. Look how pretty that is. Not really doing nothing. I didn't want to spray it. Yeah, I'm gonna spray it. I gotta really pick up that product in order for it to get on my brush, because it's not really wanting to work with me. And it's such a pretty color. Come on, man, work with me. I wanted to use New Wave, see how that looks. So I'm gonna take up my BH Cosmetics 103 brush, just a short eyeshadow brush. But look at that. Barely tapping. A lot of product goes a long way, obviously. I don't know what colors I'm putting on. I'm just whacking them on there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put a little bit of edge. This one right here. Ooh, do you see that? But there's a lot of product on the lid too, just to lighten it up a little bit. So just mixing the two. I always blend out my eyelid when I'm doing a cut crease, just to really blend out the colors. For the outer corner, because I wanted to blend out 3 shades, I want to go ahead and go into Untamed. See how that works out. Gonna use an angled eyeshadow brush, the BH Cosmetics 104. Again, Untamed. See, it's some kickback. This one's not too powdery, so that's nice. The shadows that I just put on over with Cube, so basically New Wave and Edge, when I blended that blended actually pretty nicely, so that was good. Don't worry about me, I don't know what I'm doing with these colors, but we're doing something. I'm just trying to use as many colors as possible in this palette to really find out what's going on. Don't worry, I'm gonna clean this up. It's not gonna look so crazy. Promise. I know right now on camera I probably look psycho. It's like the color's really weird though. Let's get a little more. I feel like a dragon. Don't I look like a dragon? With like crazy scales. Like I'm tapping the excess off, but there's not a lot, honestly, so that's good. So just wait for the outer corner. I'm gonna blend the purple with the bottom. Just wait, guys, it's okay. I'm not gonna look so crazy, I promise. So I'm gonna clean it up with my makeup wipe remover. So I know I added that blue. I want to darken it up with that Rowdy color. Why is it that when I film I have a bad hair day? Okay, so I'm gonna clean it up with Rowdy. And I am going to use that pencil brush. And I'm going to just go in the corners a little. I'm going to hug the corners a little bit. Darken it up just a little bit. Rowdy. It is powdery, that's for sure. But I know it looks like a mess, guys. But it's okay. It'll come together. I look like I have the rainbow on my eyelids. EDC 2018. This is your look. I legit look like I have the rainbow on my eyelid. Like I said, I'm just trying to use as many colors as possible. I know I look a little psychotic, but that's okay. You gotta really work with it for the whole blend-in situation, but it still works out. Okay, so I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and do my face, and then we'll finish the rest of the eye look. Okay, so I did my face really quick. I wanted to go ahead and do my under eye. Now that I've set my face, I'm gonna go in with Edge. Not a lot. I'm gonna buff that underneath my lower lash line, because we might as well get the full rainbow now that I've already started. Super pigmented. Right next to it, I kind of just stayed in the inner corner. I'm gonna go back with Untamed. Barely tapping. I'm gonna buff it out with this eye contour brush. This is eye contour. I'm just gonna buff it out with this. This Untamed literally turned like a green. That's so weird. Is it because I mixed it with Edge? Probably, but I don't know. I'm not happy with this eye look at all, especially with my outer corners, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. The outer corner, I am gonna go ahead and go back in. I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush from BH Cosmetics, my 103 brush that I used earlier, clean that up a bit. And I'm gonna go into Rowdy, which is that purple that I added on the top. Added a little, not on the top, but the outside corner, just to connect and bring it all together. I legit have the rainbow on my eye. Wow, that's a lot. Whew, a little bit goes a long way, people. A little bit goes a long way. I barely tapped my brush, and that Rowdy got rowdy. This blue, this Untamed, doesn't want to blend out on my eyelid. I don't know why. I'm gonna get that pencil brush in. So I'm going to go ahead, curl my eyelashes a little bit. For my inner corner, I'm going to be adding the electric. See how that works out. Oh my god, can it pick it up? Hello? Hello? It's like hardly anything. I'm going to do my eyeliner. And then my lashes I'm going to be using are my Lash and Glam lashes. These are style Dahlia. Look how pretty. Just like fun, flirty lashes. I gotta trim them a little. That's okay. Super fun, super flirty lashes. Super fun. So there's that. And I'm gonna use a gloss. Since we're reviewing the new Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette, might as well go in with the lip gloss Undressed just to top it off. Spraying with my NYX. Okay, and this is the completed look, this crazy pop of color rainbow look. Obviously I was trying to use all the colors in the palette overall, but for example, the darker shades like Untamed, Rowdy, I didn't try Access. They were harder to blend out. However, like Edge, New Wave, those were really easy to blend out. It was really nice. It's just like for some reason the darker shades were really hard to blend out, even though, yeah, they're really pigmented, but the other shades are just as pigmented. I was really taken back when I was dipping into the original shades, like Roxy and New Wave and such, because they did not have a lot of kickback. I'll probably do one more tutorial and see how I feel, but for right now, the whole blending situation was kind of frustrating. You can determine on that whether or not you prefer a palette that, you know, has more kickback, less blending, or more so the other way around. It's honestly up to you. Just so far with this one, I'm not too happy with how the darker shades were not blending out for me. My actual eyelid shades, they were blending out, but, you know, the crease shade, everything else, they just weren't blending out. I understand, you know, this look obviously is not an ideal look. I was just trying to do as many shadows in the palette as much as possible. So that's the reason why I went with this, especially with the cut crease, to try to get as many colors as possible. Did like this review, please give it a thumbs up. I know it was like, I didn't really say I was for it or against it, because honestly at this point I don't know. Like I like the fact that it doesn't have a lot of kickback, and majority of the colors they did blend out really well, and they are super pigmented. However, it's just the darker shades did not work for me. So that's the only setback for me. It's just the darker shades were not wanting to blend out. They're super pigmented. You really do have to go in with a light hand if you want to try to blend it out. It's just, that's the thing, you have to really just build and blend it with it. So that's just one of the main downfalls for me personally. So if you like this review, if you like this video's tutorial, give it a thumbs up. And before you leave, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I greatly appreciate it. But in the meantime, thank you so much again for watching. I really do appreciate you being here. If you have any like comments or questions, please comment down below. More than happy to chit chat and talk with you. And also all of the products I'll be using are going to be down below as well that I used for today's video. And then all my social media, so you can add me and we can be friends. So in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.